Guys, welcome back to the second day of Grenke Chess Classic. Let's take a look at the game played by Richard Rapport. He won a game against Magnus yesterday, he drew against Dean Leren, and now he's facing Daniel Friedman. So let's see what he's able to do in this game. Okay, I already spoiled the result, but let's see anyways, because Richie played a great game again. So he plays d3 on move 2. Kinda weird move, like d4 is the main line and then d5, but d3 is a move because like there is this system with g3, bishop g2, knight e2, like you know when you play closed Sicilian, kind of the same stuff. So bishop g2, f4 and knight f3, and we transpose to closed Sicilian. Knight f7, castle, castle, c3, preventing knight from jumping to d4, kind of closing this, and maybe at some point trying to go for d4. But now let's say if white try to go d4, basically they're kind of worse because there is queen b6, and I don't like something like d5, because let's say if I play e5, if I free up this, maybe it's not that bad actually, because knight f5 I have g4, but yeah, queen b6 would be very strong because bishop won't be able to go to e3 because pawn on b2 is hanging. So a4 is played, kind of taking some space and threatening maybe knight, not a threat, but just develop pieces, knight a3, knight c4. It's quite common instead of just going knight a3, knight c2, b6, knight a3, bishop e3, bishop a6, bishop f2, queen d7, rook e1, rook d8. So Daniel is trying to go for g5, open the position in the center, but Richie is going to the center first. And here, let's say if d5 is played, e5, I think this is actually a good position for black pieces, because I don't think white have anything. My computer gives this position as an example, but I can't say like black are any worse, unless white can create some strong attack on king side. So instead, knight b4 was played, threatening to jump on d3, but in just 10 moves, black's position will collapse. Can you imagine that grandmaster of 2580, I would say it's 2600 level grandmaster, he will collapse in just 10 moves. So you might say some beginners won't lose this position in just 10 moves, but like chess is a very interesting game. Like every single game you have different position, and it's absolutely insane how players on this level lose such positions where it doesn't seem dangerous at all. Like white are not checkmating black yet, nothing is happening so far, but yeah, and the position is equal according to computer, but black are collapsing in 10 moves. Rook c8, threatening to fork on c2, rook e2, takes, queen b5, he took a pawn, rook a7, attacking the knight, knight d3 is played. He is counter-attacking, and the point is after rook e7 there is rook c1. But of course we're not playing checkers, we don't have to take this knight on e7, we play bishop f1. And we put a battery here, and this is where Daniel kinda made the mistake, final blunder. He should have played knight f2, rook f2, and just come back to e8, protecting this knight. And he could have called it. Yeah, Richie has a huge advantage at this point, but it wouldn't be so bad as it happened in the game. But Daniel decided, I'll go for rook c1 anyways. But here, after queen d2, it turns out that now this rook, if this rook goes back, like look, we're attacking this knight. We are threatening some rook e3, threatening this knight and this rook. Because if knight goes back, this rook is unprotected, we'll take the rook. It's as simple as that. So Daniel just underestimated the power of threats, and maybe he overestimated his position, because maybe he looked for something critical, like something specific, but there is nothing here. And let's say here knight f2, there's just queen c1, and the point is after knight d3, just rook e3, and knight c1 this, and knight is trapped, and this is what kinda happened in the game, because after Daniel played knight c6, rook a3, threatening this knight, and if knight goes to b4, queen c1, knight cb4, protecting this knight, and now knight to1. We are putting pressure again on this knight. Now we're attacking this knight with knight and rook. A knight has to go somewhere, and if it goes somewhere, queen c1. So knight to1, queen c1, and now Daniel doesn't go for knight ed3, which looks logical. You moved your knight from e1. But instead he decided, okay, I'll go forward, and he played knight b3, which is a final blunder, because after rook e1, the position is simply lost. There is a pin, and of course, if knight c1, bishop e5, this knight has nowhere to go, only move is to protect, and we can just simply go bishop e3, we're taking this knight, we're up a rook and the bishop, and of course Richie would have won this game. So this is the standings after day 2. We still have 3 more days, 6 more rounds. So Magnus is only on the 4th place. He won only against Daniel so far, and tomorrow he is playing against Vincent Keimer, the first game, and then I assume he might play Vincent twice against Vincent Keimer tomorrow, but let's see, because it's double round robin, the opponents will play each other for 2 times before they play final playoff for the final standing, so let's see what happens. I mean, Richard Rapport won 2 games against Daniel Friedman and Magnus Carlsen. He is the sole leader of the tournament so far, 3 out of 4. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.